In a sun-drenched valley where the emerald hills rolled like waves toward the horizon, and the air smelled of wild thyme and damp earth, lived a young shepherd boy named Silas, who spent his long, solitary days watching over a flock of snow-white sheep that grazed lazily under the watchful eye of the distant, slumbering mountains. The silence of the highlands was beautiful but heavy, and for a boy with a restless heart and a mind hungry for excitement, the rhythmic munching of grass and the occasional bleat of a lamb were not enough to stave off the gnawing boredom that set in by midday. One afternoon, gripped by a sudden, mischievous impulse to see the village stir into chaotic life, Silas stood upon a jagged rock, filled his lungs with the crisp mountain air, and screamed, "Wolf! Wolf!" with such convincing terror that the villagers below dropped their scythes and hammers, racing up the steep paths with pitchforks held high, their hearts pounding with the noble intent of saving the boy and his flock. When they arrived, breathless and sweating, only to find Silas doubled over in laughter while the sheep grazed in perfect peace, their concerns soured into a cold, simmering resentment. Yet, the thrill of the trick was so intoxicating that Silas repeated the cruel prank days later, once again watching the exhausted villagers climb the grueling slope only to be met with his mocking grin. But the universe has a way of balancing the scales, and as the sun began to dip behind the peaks on a particularly shadowed evening, casting long, skeletal fingers across the grass, a real shadow detached itself from the forest edge, a massive, gray-furred beast with eyes like burning amber and teeth like ivory daggers. Silas felt a chill that had nothing to do with the wind as the predator lunged, scattering the flock in a frenzy of white wool and panicked cries. He screamed for help, his voice cracking with genuine, bone-deep horror, shrieking, "Wolf! Wolf!" until his throat was raw, but I